we'll have ourselves a windy afternoon across Land with wind advisories actually in place toward the Pier area through the later part of your day. Otherwise, low to mid 50s to the east. 50s and a couple of 60s, though, out to the west, with increasing cloudiness later this evening and into the night, where we'll have rain developing, especially East River. To the west, we're quieter and a little bit cooler. We'll talk about the rest of your forecast coming up, but until then, Midday in Land starts right now.
Live from Land Media Group, Midday in Land.
Governor Kristi Noem is chosen to serve as the next U.S. Homeland Security Secretary.
We are learning more about President-elect Trump's cabinet picks. I'm Cristian Benavides in West Palm Beach, Florida, where his transition team is moving quickly to determine who's in the next administration.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Tom Hansen. President-elect Donald Trump has picked South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem to serve as the next secretary at the Department of Homeland Security. Noem, once seen as a possible running mate for Republican Trump, is currently serving her second four-year term as South Dakota's governor after a landslide re-election victory in 2022. She's been a longtime supporter of former President Trump and campaigned heavily for him running up to the election. The Department of Homeland Security is responsible for everything from border protection and immigration to disaster response and the U.S. Secret Service. News that Governor Noem could be headed to Washington, D.C. could mean significant changes in South Dakota's capital city. That is where we find KELOLAND's Dan Santella. He joins us live. Good afternoon, Dan.
Tom, the giant Christmas tree next to me indicates seasonal change. Even bigger change might be happening soon. CNN and Fox have both reported that Noem is indeed the selection by incoming President Trump to head the Department of Homeland Security. Looking back on South Dakota history, the last governor to resign was back in 1978. Dick Knipe did so. He would go on to become the ambassador to Singapore. Now, Noem can't be Secretary of Homeland Security and governor of South Dakota. She would have to resign. In that event, it would be Lieutenant Governor Larry Roden who would take the reins. We're looking to confirm with Noem's office details of this reporting from the national outlets. I've reached out this morning, haven't heard anything back yet. Once we hear something, we will let you know. I'm now in Pierce. I'll be looking to gather information, and before the end of the evening, I'll check in with you. Reporting live at the South Dakota State Capitol in Pierre, Dan Santella, KELOLAND News.
Thank you, Dan. President-elect Trump has not made a public appearance since last week's election. However, he stayed busy working at his Florida estate as he fills out his administration prior to taking office. Christian Benavides has more from West Palm Beach, Florida.
President-elect Donald Trump is moving quickly to fill out his cabinet. He is expected to nominate Florida Senator Marco Rubio for Secretary of State, and he's picked South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem to head up the Department of Homeland Security. Trump selecting Rubio to be the country's top diplomat is a long way from their heated rivalry during the 2016 presidential primaries.
Little Marco Rubio, he's a total disaster.
The two have mended their relationship, and Rubio campaigned hard for Trump this year.
We want to live in an era of peace, and we want to live in an era of strength. We want an America that dreams big again, and we need to elect Donald Trump.
Kristi Noem at the helm of DHS means she'll be working on immigration, but the person reporting directly to the president on his signature issue will be former ICE head Tom Homan, already named border czar.
Noem could face a contentious Senate confirmation after writing in her memoir she killed her untrainable 14-month-old dog.
The reason that this story is in the book because people need to understand who I am and some of those difficult decisions. This was a dangerous animal that was killing livestock and attacking people.
Joining the new Trump administration as National Security Advisor will be Florida Congressman Mike Waltz, a combat-decorated former Green Beret.
Let's get back to signing peace deals on the White House lawn, the Abraham Accords. Let's end this war in Ukraine. Let's pivot to deal with China.
Waltz is one of the most vocal critics of China in Congress. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Waltz's congressional seat will need to be filled by a special election, which could leave House Republicans down at least one seat until that election is held. It is considered a reliably safe Republican district. Turning now, first look at your midday forecast with meteorologist Adam Rutt. Adam, what's going on out there?
That's windy. It's one of those days where I'm glad I put as much hair gel as I do, as otherwise, no, this would be a disaster. No, in all sincerity, it is windy. It's going to stay that way through the rest of the day. We do have some wind advisories to talk about in a minute, too. 49 with a view from Falls Park. It's a beautiful view. But again, it's pretty brisk. A south wind sustained at 21 miles per hour. We have seen higher gusts over the last hour or so. Meanwhile, out in Rapid City, 52, also a beautiful view. Also a wind out of the south at 21 miles per hour with some gusts up to 30 and 35 miles per hour as of late. We're warmer, though, a little bit up the way in Spearfish, and by a good margin at 64. They are actually the warmest out there, and it's not even close. 56 Custer, as well as Winter, 55 in Phillip, 49 Mulbridge and Aberdeen, 45 in Watertown. But you notice that wind out of the south, anywhere from 20 to 25, upward of 30 miles per hour, especially up toward areas like Mulbridge and Eureka, for example. Speaking of Mulbridge and Eureka, along with the likes of Pierre, down toward Winter, Mission, as well. You guys are under a wind advisory through the later part of the afternoon around 4 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, as gusts may reach and exceed 50 to 55 miles per hour over the course of your day. Beyond that, there's not much of anything going on. Some bits of cloud cover now and again, but that's it for the time being. As we head overnight, though, that is expected to change. So for the rest of your day, good amount of sunshine, upper 40s and low to mid 50s for portions of southeastern KELOLAND. The former more likely toward the lakes of Worthington and Spencer, where you have upper 40s out that way. Up to the northeast, low at times mid 50s. The latter there more likely toward the James River Valley, Huron and into Miller. But out west, we warm up a little bit more. We're talking about 50s and even some 60s out there for good measure, but it is going to be pretty blustery at times. Then the rain comes in for some. We'll talk about that. We'll go through the rest of your 7-day forecast as well coming up.
Thank you, Adam. A variety of rock and country acts will be coming to Sioux Falls for a 2-day music festival called Rock the Country. Now, some of the larger acts will include Kid Rock, Nickelback, and Lynyrd Skynyrd. The performances will be at the WH Line Fairgrounds on July 18th and 19th. You can find more information on KELOLAND.com. Feeding South Dakota is gearing up for its busiest stretch of the year. Volunteers spent the morning filling bags with cereal, fruit cups, and juice boxes for the backpack program, but will soon turn their attention to Thanksgiving. Feeding South Dakota is currently collecting donations to help create thousands of Thanksgiving meals for families in need.
The Thanksgiving meal this year will be a turkey breast and all of the traditional fixings that go along with that. We're distributing them the Saturday before Thanksgiving so that families will have time to get all of that prepared the next week.
The Thanksgiving meal giveaway is Saturday, November 23rd from 8 to 10 a.m. That's local time in Sioux Falls and in Rapid City. The Greg and Pam Sands Foundation is helping the cause by matching every dollar donated to Feeding South Dakota through Thanksgiving Day.